Start the stream cute. Hello. Um, Welcome to Library Nocturne. My name is Black Fairy. And today OBS decided to work with me. So I wanted to stream a little bit because I started watching The Bear. And The Bear is officially like a pandemic show, where I'm realizing that it came out literally in the last 5 years because also it's been 5 years since 2020 somehow. Um, oh my gosh. So yeah, but I resisted for a long time because let's face it, I'm an Aquarius. I mean, there's some things that if they're really popular, if I like it, I'll just like it, but I just wanted some of the hype to die down. I didn't want to be swept up in everyone's opinions and the ships and all this other stuff. I really wanted to be able to come at it with my own opinion. And just like, you know what I'm saying? Like now some stories have some character arcs, they've progressed cuz sometimes watching a show in real time is, I mean, it's a gamble. The way these show writers go, they'll start with a really strong premise, but you find out really quick that they have no idea how to wrap it up. They don't know where they're going. They don't have a storyboard. They don't have a brain map, brainstorm. They don't have nothing. They just have vibes and they're just seeing where it goes. And a lot of times you don't get any payoff at the end. So a lot of times I like to wait until a show is a little bit deeper in, especially if it's not necessarily something that calls to me, which it wasn't per se. Per se. Just like they're just like, it's this white man. He's a chef. It's a restaurant. And I'm like, okay, you know what I'm saying? Like if I want to watch a chef, I'll watch Food Network. It's very much like that about it. Not to say you can't watch a show about chefs, like people playing a chef, but it just didn't call to me. But over time, I have seen things that made me feel a little bit more interested in it, and so I just jumped in. Which I mean, and I feel like for what I've seen so far, I've been pleasantly surprised. Um, yeah, I mean, but I'm surprised, but then I'm not, right? Because then, like, they show this white man, and I didn't put him here because I don't want to show Jeremy Allen White. He has very what do you want from me eyes. And it's not because they're big, because I have big eyes. I have big eyes. It's really just like his stare and the color. Like, they're just very, he's so intense, but he's so melancholy. And it's just, he just it scares me. It's a jump scare sometimes, so I didn't put him here. And I can't say that I like his character so far. I mean, I can tell that he's had a lot of character growth probably since the first season, like in season 4 when he's being super nice and conciliatory, and he's like, okay, we're not gonna change the menu every day. That's gagging people. They're like, hello, who's this? A pod person? But I still feel the chaos, like the lingering, like the ghost of the chaos. Because I did kind of jump straight in. I didn't go back to season 1 or anything. I really jumped in because um I was seeing this new season and people were showing that Will Poulter was on it. And I thought that was so like random. But of course, for people who watch the show, he had already been on it a couple times. So I wanted to jump in and just see like what was he about to do on there. And I was very pleasantly surprised. Because one thing I feel like that nobody said about the show was that Lionel, what's his name? Lionel Boyce? Lionel Boyd? Lionel? from Odd Future was on the show. Like I just feel like he's been very quietly on this show playing a chef, doing his dramedy work on FX. Like, and I love that for him. I just thought it was like I just had never heard anybody mention that, and that to me is very noteworthy, honestly. Just because honestly, I loved Loiter Squad. I loved Loiter Squad. I kept waiting for like more Loiter Squad or something else, or maybe for them to start acting. Maybe Tyler too. But you know, he really kept with music. But now I see Lionel did start acting. And he's been on The Bear. Who knew? They just showed me he's about to be in some other movie too. He look like he playing a FBI agent, CIA agent, something like that. So I'm like, okay, he's getting his acting off. And I think he's really good in it, honestly. I will say that naturally the characters that whose episodes compelled me the most to the show were his episode and what's her name? Io. She plays Sydney in the show. Their episodes were really good, and the episode, Sydney's episode, actually was written by Io and Lionel, which I mean showed like that felt like real people, that felt like real relationships, real scenario. Like, yeah, I don't know. It just it all felt really realistic, and I really appreciated that. They were more meditative, I found. They were really introspective, and man, the cinematography, especially of Lionel's episode. I don't remember what it's called. I don't know what the names of these episodes are called. I just jumped in. I'm so new here. But Lionel's episode when he went to Copenhagen was amazing. It was beautiful. So much character development without so much talking and without so much chaotic expositioning that it seems like goes on in the show or can. Um, it just felt not even just like normal, but it just felt really lived in. And that's what I appreciated about it. Um, so yeah, I just like I say, I was very pleasantly surprised because I think I'm jumping in at a point where people are calming down, things are changing. This man Carmen has to actually be for real, which it seems like he has not been being to me, which is evidenced by the fact that people call him Carmi. I don't know that I would have went to Carmi as short for Carmen. I don't know if there is even a short for that, like a abbreviation or a nickname, but it's not Carmi in my opinion. So there's that. But yeah, I don't know. I don't even know. I just got on here. I just wanted to say because I've been like, I'm kind of, it's like I kind of feel taken aback and a little appalled that there has been so much going on, especially on the will they won't they of Carmen and Sydney. And to me, that is almost like the relationship I'm the least interested in a way. Like, I know it's really central, I know it's really important, they mean a lot to each other. She's really the one who has been helping him get himself together, which I kind of picked that up since the first season with how people were talking about it. But to be honest, I'm not into that. I'm not into a black woman helping this white man with his "what do you want from me" eyes get his life together in this chaotic Chicago restaurant. I'm not here for it. I know how hard it is for people to be chefs. It's takes an incredible toll on your body. I mean, even just looking at the pace that they work, like you have to really love that to do it. And I just don't want to see all of that weight fall on her shoulders. She is her own woman and she has her own desires in her own life. And that's why I'm really glad I jumped in at a point where she got an episode that was just about her life outside of this restaurant. Um, because you have to have a life outside of the restaurant. What do you mean? It's just these chaotic white people in here. This can't be your whole life. Um, so yeah, I just really enjoyed those moments. And to bring it back to Will Poulter, who plays Luca, I was really pleasantly surprised by the vibe that he brought. It was really calm, but it seemed like he fit in a lot. Like he had a lot of chemistry with a lot of different of the characters, a lot of different characters, girl. Um, and I don't know, he just seemed like an anchor. Like he was just a really calm, steady presence while everyone around him was like crashing out a bit. To be honest, I'm sure he's had his fair share, but not that we see. You know what I'm saying? By the time we see him, he's up, he's in the kitchen at 5 or 4:50, whenever he's throwing the sacks of flour around, cutting his dough balls. Like he's not even in all this drama. Um, and I just love that he brought that energy because they really needed it. I think Lionel's character, what's his name? Marcus. I think he's also a character like that, but because he's like the pastry chef, I feel like he's a little more at the whims of everybody else in the kitchen. So seeing him have a chance to go out on his own and learn some skills and just strengthen himself was really satisfying, to be honest. Even though I haven't been with these characters that long, that was very satisfying. Um, I haven't finished season 4, so I'm not even commenting on where it's at. If you know and you got something you want to tell me, I don't mind spoilers. I, in fact, can't be spoiled for the most part. Telling me what's going to happen usually only increases my enjoyment of something, especially if it goes bad. I do not want to catch nothing going bad in real time. I promise. I really don't. I really don't. So, yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'm done talking, but I just really wanted to like talk about it because I've been sitting here thinking about it like, wow, like this is the odd future, man. This all this beautiful cinematography going on, and it's all these other characters. Even I feel like let some of the girls tell it. The Sydney Carmi are the only two people in the world. You know, like that relationship is the biggest thing for some people, and that's fine. I understand ships and they really can enrich the enjoyment of a show, but I think this show just has so much more to offer. And I do think, you know, especially Sydney's episode really brought the comedy in what is supposed to, I don't know, be like a dramatic comedy. I don't know if it's a dramedy or like what. But that episode was actually funny and it had me cracking up. Okay, I love Danielle Deadweiler and I've been wanting to see her in something, just something else. Like I don't want to see her be sad and scared and running through the forest and running through the desert and in the old west, lawless west. I don't want to see that. I wanted to see her in Chicago running out of the hair. She got to run to the store, get some more packs of hair. And she can't cook, and her daughter is a girl. You know, like that's so random to say, but you know, like it was just it was not traumatic. It was just really normal, and it, like I said, it felt lived in. Like I know those characters. Like we have those people in our families. Um and they had Danielle, and then I don't know the young actress's name, but I think her name was TJ in the episode. She was hilarious. She was great. I need to see more of her. Um she played her role perfectly. And I love that you also got to see with those two, with this mom and daughter, a black mom and a black daughter. Which I know sounds, but listen, okay, listen. It was nice to see that they both had personalities, they both had attitude, but it wasn't like bad, like yeah, Danielle was like, "Girl, you got all that mouth, da da da," but she ain't do nothing for real. Like, some of our people in our community, they could be very harsh, very rough, and for the most part, like, it didn't go that way. And we also got to see a little black girl thinking about and talking about and reflecting on her social situation and her relationships, which I also think is really important because um, it's just real life. Sometimes you about to do something different, you about to go a different way, and the people that they're not going that way, and now you're an outsider and you don't know how to navigate that, and it's awkward and you're finding yourself. Like, that's something we all can relate to. um and it I just think normal depictions of black families, of black women, of black girls is just really important. Like, it's great to show the black excellence, but we need to show the black mundane too. Hashtag black mundane. That's the new hashtag, y'all. Like, it shouldn't have to be Ironheart, smartest girl in the world levels of, you know, storytelling going on to be positive or to be important. I think just a girl thinking about going from junior high to high school, that's important. That's something that's going on right now for millions of girls. And it's helpful to probably see that. So yeah, I think there's some real positive nuggets in this show. Um that I'm glad, like I said, because I waited so long, I was able to just jump in and get. I didn't necessarily have to try to hold on through all this other drama and stuff like that. And I could just jump in, and really, for me, I, like I said, I don't know that I really am invested in Sydney and Carmen in that way. Like, I think they are perfect as a pair of professionals and professional partners and creative partners, but I don't know if I feel like that should translate into a romantic relationship, to be honest. Because then, like, when Luca comes in and he's talking to Michael and he's talking to Sydney, he's holding this woman's baby, Sugar. I gather she's Carmen's sister, but I don't know her for real. But he just, I just feel like his vibe is way more helpful to both of these characters, both what's his name, Marcus and Sydney. Um, and that's what I want to see. I want to see somebody pouring into these characters without it being chaos and without it being toxic and without it coming after they've had to give so much of themselves. Um, I know Carmen believes in Sydney, but also because of that, I feel like then he doesn't. What's the word? Like, I don't want to just say treat her gently because she's not fragile. I don't think. Even if she is, that's fine too. But it's just like a care, and I just don't know if he's able to like see her beyond his own ambitions, and that's really dangerous. Yeah, it's really dangerous. I think it's dangerous storytelling, it's dangerous existence. If you, as a black woman, have ever, and I know you have, I don't even know you, but I'm sure you have, propped up somebody. Maybe you had to prop up a white man, white woman, somebody, just somebody who, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just a feeling we're all familiar with. And sometimes really just being at the whims of this chaos. And um, I was just grateful for them to have a reprieve in this character of Luca. And like I said, I haven't finished, so I don't know where anything's going, but I am hoping that I don't know. I don't know what I'm hoping for, to be honest. Because if there's no drama, there's no show, I guess. But also, I've been hearing that people are unsure if this is going to continue. They think it might get a fifth season. You know, I don't know what's been confirmed or not. But um, yeah, I mean, I would like if that is where it's going, I would like for it to wrap up where the biggest chaos isn't coming from the people in the kitchen. You know, like the people you're supposed to be working with. It's one thing for the kitchen to be chaotic because kitchens are chaotic. There's flames and it's hot and it's food in the air and you're chopping fast and it's they're walking behind. Like it's all of this, but it shouldn't be from the interpersonal relationships. You know, it should just be about the action of being in the kitchen, you know? So, yeah, I don't know. If you have watched it, let me know what you think of it. Who's your favorite character? What's your favorite moment? Um, what's my favorite moment so far is literally Sydney having to go out with her beanie on because her braids were half finished. That was just the realest thing that they ever could have put in there because if you've been there, you know the struggle is real. They you run out of hair, girl. Now you have to sit there with your hair half done, and like goodness help if you gotta go somewhere. Like you're trying to figure that out. Maybe if you were smart, you started on the edges, you could just put your hair up in a ponytail. But that's a deep trick of the trade right there. So you know, but yeah, let me know what you think. I just wanted to chat. If you'll notice, I have a overlay that I made. I love her, and I just am so excited about it. Just chef's kiss. We were talking about the bear. But yeah, so drop me a line. Let me know what you think. I'm gonna finish season 4 and I'm probably gonna come back and talk about it. Um, because I have some other stuff I want to talk about. I don't know if anybody watching Queer Ultimatum, but season 2, but we're about to get into it tonight. All the rest of the episodes aired, so I'm super excited to see how this turns out for everybody. Um, but yeah, so thank you for joining me for this little brief chat. No games today. I just want to chat. I didn't want to set up and the games and the this. I didn't want to do all that today, but another day. But I hope you enjoy yourself at whatever time of the day it is for you. Take care, stay safe, take care of your peoples, and I will catch you next time on the next installment of Library Nocturne. Ciao.